Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus, the Riven Realms. Last time we tried to figure out what the hauntings in Scoria were all about, we found nothing. we got to go explore the warehouse that we had, like, ransacked in the tutorial, which was kind of cool. It kind of gave the... Being in this part of the world kind of gives a timeline for where the tutorial takes place versus where you are in the world nowadays. It sounds kind of like it's a decade or two after the fact, and that nobody really gives a crap about the guy who rolled through here, well, a long time ago. So let's go wander the city, see what we can find. Not only does the bustling bazaar attract all the cut purses of the city, but it calls to the agitators and madmen as well. Most of the time you ignore these speakers on pedestals, but this one man, a haggard, skinny older fellow, addresses you directly in the crowd. I feel like this happened in the tutorial. I can't quite remember, though. "You, traveler," he points a bony finger at you. "Hark! For the final day is upon us, and you shall be the first to walk the deserts and see your own eyes that the Slithering Doom has returned. A dreaded will that shall devour us from below. Let us all know that you are the herald." Oh my god. Several people look at you with empathy because you are unfortunate enough to be picked by the madman. Let's see what he has to say. Something this way slithers added to rumors. Neat. Chart location revealed? Huh. I'm gonna have to read about that. "From the deepest desert they come, they devour and destroy until nothing is left of the Imperial enterprise. Hark, for you shall be chosen, traveler, to bring news of this, to spread the word." I don't know why I think it's so funny to just have a random guy just like pick you out and be like, "You're the herald of the apocalypse, and go forth." And I'd be like, "What? No." A group of Avernus Legion soldiers arrive and remove the man from the pedestal on the grounds that he is disturbing honest citizens. This is true, he is doing that. He is still screaming his doomsday drivel when they drag him away. One of the other bystanders, a scholar from the distant west en route to Devon, tells you that although most of the madman's ramblings were delusional, some truth might be to what he was referring to. You learn the news of the invasion of burrowing creatures has reached even this place recently, and that Tectum Carvos seems to be in dire straits from this threat. You thank him and take your leave. What is that? What is Tectum Carvos? Oh, there's another village out there called Kochar. I didn't even know that. There's Utvarar. This must be like the Earth Village, or maybe the Air Village, because this was fire and water. Oh, and, well, no, I don't think Larnak is actually part of their tribes. They just have members of the tribes there. Tectum Carvos is 11 days away? It's an interesting idea. Turn down the game volume a little bit. The music goes from being, like, non-existent to being way too loud. My one critique. Otherwise, I love this game. And even that's not that big a deal. Incarnus is probably not going to help. Didn't we visit the Slag Fort? Yes, that was the office. Well, alright, we're still waiting for our Dwarven arms to be back. Do we have any more faction missions that we could do? We could go back to Arcane, which is really far away. Oh, it's contraband. I was going to say, I kind of love the idea of just spending a huge amount of time going all the way to Arcane, but for 83 silver, I would absolutely do that, but it's contraband. So that's probably why it's so expensive. And they don't even trust me to do any of this stuff. If we go to Larnak, we could deliver 100 mushrooms. And that's it. Man, I like picked the wrong time to head out here. Also, I've worked for the wrong houses, it seems. Because Darius seems to be the one with most of the low rep. There's actually no 0 rep missions out here. That's why I can't take anything. And I only have positive rep with, I guess, with 3 houses, 4 houses? Okay, I take it back. I've got positive rep with almost half of the houses. Carpenter's Guild's pretty close, actually, because I think you need to get to 90 to get to 1. How far away am I for 84? So it's still a ways to go. So it's 210. for the next level. Same thing with House Aqua and House Venari. Okay. What to do? Because I don't want to leave until we get our stuff. You want to go to Ash? Was there something to go to Ash? No, oh, there was one, but I couldn't take it. Okay, I understand. Let's see. I kind of want to go to take the Larnak mission, and then maybe go check out Tectum, Carvos, and the Forsaken Colony. Let's do that. Let's make that our goal here. So 100 mushrooms to Larnak for 10 and 8. That's pretty good. Put that down there. How far is Larnak from here? 8 days. 5. It'd probably be like 10 to go here and here rather than just like straight across the desert, which is what I'd prefer because you can actually like rest in the interim. Let's see here. What do we got for Larnak? And what do we got for Avernum here? Avernum's like well known for metal. So I'm guessing it's going to be metal that has the highest profit margin here. Bone and Bright Kelp is a no. Excuse me. A little bit for bronze. A little bit for coal. Bronze is better though. Although, no, same amount of stacks, so you should prioritize the highest wealth you can get. Looks like it's about the same for copper, but copper is cheaper overall, so you could buy more of it. Iron. Similar profit margin for iron, and iron's the most expensive. Ivory, actually, you could make money off of, which is interesting. That was part of like the original Torzeg shelter to Arkan to Lumen triangle that we did. Mushroom beer you can actually make a decent amount of money on. It's like 7 changers. It's not terrible. Salt. Silver is really, but I mean, like you could have less than a stack of silver for our entire our entire net worth. Tin is a pretty good profit margin. That's 4 and pretty cheap. Okay, let's go to the market here. Or do we need to rest? We should rest before I start buying a bunch of stuff. And I should have rested before I took the mushroom thing. But I think one day should be fine. So let's do a quick rest here. I don't think we've lost any crew members lately. Let's pay our dudes. We'll sleep on the floor. Let's send our guys out to do random tasks. They have a 50% chance to succeed. Jesus Christ. Why are you guys so bad at your jobs? Lost some vigor. What are you gonna do? Alright, so we've got our mushrooms here. Did we get any new missions in the meantime? We did not. Let's go take a look at metals here. We got lots of tin. Tin was the one I was excited about. So let's do... I like to separate with the supplies that I have. So let's do tin. And then... why don't we do a stack of each metal? I think we can afford that. How much is an entire stack? Or we couldn't even do an entire stack of iron, so let's not do that. Let's go back and take the half stack of everything as well. Cool. Now, time for supplies. We've got 2 days. We've got 4 days. I grabbed mushrooms. You tricky bastards! Putting your mushrooms right next to your supplies. How much does a full stack of supplies cost? It takes 5. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's just do this number of stacks. We'll have an empty slot just because. And we're gonna head out on the road. So we've got all of our net worth in metal. Arguably not a good decision, because you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, but it's kind of exciting at the same time. So let's do that. And I'm actually gonna, maybe a controversial decision, I'm gonna run right past Utvarar, because it'll take movement to get in there anyway. Movement to get in there, movement to get out. So I'm just gonna go straight for Vitrar. Send our dudes out. They might get some food. They got 8 food. And Nadir got a vitality somehow. I don't know how that happened. I'll take it though. Did you see that? She healed. Oh, I guess she healed because we camped. I'm crazy. I forgot how this game even works. Okay, so we've made it to Vitrar. Now, how far away is Larnak? It is 4 to 6 days. We have 5 days worth of supplies. If we boost our speed, this gives us a good amount of movement. I think we should just gun it for Larnak, because we don't have a lot of money, and if we pay our dudes now, we wouldn't be able to get any supplies anyway. The question is, do I go here and then down? Or do I go here because that's more movement? I think we go here because in the future, so this would get us 9, we could move to here for 10, assuming this connects with that. I'm not actually sure if it would, but we can't really see where the path goes in the desert until you get out there. It does connect, okay, and that's the way we want to go. Hello, Fire Tribe. We will not accost you. Fear not. I'm just a friendly traveler, wandering the wastelands out here. Alright, I think we're good. The movement buff ability I got for being Tarkian or whatever I am, super good. I highly recommend if you guys want to play this game. That is a really useful skill. Approach the guards, you have nothing to hide. Pay the tax, head to the Manzio. Turn in our thing. Got some money back. Good job, team. Now let's sell all of our metals. Here you go, guys. Take these off my hands. Good job. Alright, so now we're in Larnak. The reason I wanted to come out here, not only just because we had the mission to do so, is I'm still curious about visiting the Forsaken Colony, and I am interested to check out the Slithering Doom or whatever the guy portended out in Tectum Carvos here. And that's 5 to 7 days away. Yeah. So 5 to 7 days, I'm thinking it would make sense to take as much supplies with us as we need to get out and back. So like a full 10 days. So, especially since we don't even know what they want out there. And the only missions we have are for Ash and Torzeg's shelter, and an escort mission back to Avernum, which would be relatively easy, I assume. Yeah, 86 is nothing. I could like do that in my sleep. But I think I want to get to... We're gonna do some more insight farming out here. I should have asked about the sorcerer about the hive. I totally forgot about that. But let's kit it ourselves out here. We got all our money back. Alright, 11 days should be plenty. Let's pay our dudes. The Curious Bookshop. We'll learn about that. Larnak Slums. Well, why don't we check it out while we're here? Find the bookshop you've heard so much about. You find the bookshop tucked away at the end of a narrow alley surrounded by dilapidated buildings. The sign above the door reads Noonday Reader. You press on the handle and enter a room filled to the brim with books and scrolls, most of them on crowded shelves, but some in piles all over the floor. The smell of incense and old paper in the shop is in stark contrast with the stench of freshly harvested bright kelp permeating the field streets. The chamber is lit by crystal lamps, and you can see a set of stairs leading upstairs, probably to an equally cramped landing of shelves and books. Then there is movement, and a shadowy figure steps out from an alcove to stand behind the counter. You could swear that he manifested from the darkness, but in truth he had probably been obscured by the twilight and the general mess. "Greetings, Rita," the fellow says in a silky, deep voice and smiles at you politely. "Welcome to my store. We have all manner of books here. Readers tend to find what they want by simply searching. Should you wish guidance, you need only to ask. You can call me Xandros. The man's presence has a soothing effect on you, which is quite a surprise considering his obvious demonic heritage. He smiles pleasantly as you begin to look around and then adds, "There are several reading spaces upstairs. Feel free to linger and peruse. See what is on offer." The Noonday Reader can be daunting due to its sheer volume and variety of books on its shelves, yet you feel a calmness here. The shopkeeper Xandros is at your service, as always. We could present him with an arcane text. We will not do that. But let's see what he's got for sale. Oh, they're like actual books. Interesting. Bethina Verdanis's Greenleaf Alchemy and Hermetics. That one's expensive. Oh, some of these are really expensive. Savvy, Religion, we have none. Purchase Trading Houses of the Empire. I'm kind of inclined to buy all of these. Well, let's see what this does. We purchased The Dwellers of Below, a short account of subterranean monsters. The book is fairly short, but the author does a good job of listing all kinds of horrific creatures that dwell in subterranean places, with a surprising amount of dangerous insects. There's an account of an insect that weaves webs out of shadow to cover its bulbous form in utter darkness, but there are even stranger creatures mentioned too, and certainly more disgusting ones. For example, the Grufta, a vile maggot-like thing that dwells in city sewers and spawns larvae extremely fast after building a nest. An enlightening read! Alright, let's learn about a propaganda piece on orcs. Not something I would normally recommend, except that the author ends up being more informative on the subject than she intended, Xandros says as he hands you the small volume. On the cover is a very unfavorable depiction of an orc's head. The book is indeed a hit piece written to educate Imperials about the dangers represented by the orcs, describing them as lowly outlaws and cruel marauders. The unnamed Tribune who wrote the book presents a lot of facts and interesting tidbits about the green-skinned warriors, as well as their current homeland of Darkmoor. You can also read about the naming of Torzag Shelter, which was originally supposed to be called Tenebvitris, but now bears the famous war leader's name. Some tribes still believed that his remains are interred deep below the city, where he was taken after he was allegedly assassinated by other orc leaders for bartering a peace treaty with the Empire, effectively ending the Orc War. Despite the heavy propaganda, you feel better informed in certain areas. We learned about Darkmoor and the orcs, so that's cool. And then we've got Purchase the Trading Houses. So we'll learn about this. This guide, compiled and edited by the monks of Mercatus, Saint of Commerce, is a useful read for a Vagrus. It details the largest, most influential imperial trading houses of the Empire. House Venari, known for its origins in old nobility and questionable methods of dealing with its enemies. House Darius, famous for its good relations to the imperial military and in many harvesting monopolies. And House Aquo, a relatively young but very ambitious trading guild that has gained power and recognition extremely fast in the last decades. There are mentions of smaller yet still influential houses like House Evocaris, forever at odds with the Church of Oscul for its dabbling into industrial necromancy, and House Bedvios, owner of many food and crystal resources all over the continent. Informative to say the least. That's cool. I like just the lore they just kind of sprinkle all over the place. You could order a book. Order an adventure book. Order a book on Everdark. Order something on the powers that be. Order a book about the pillars of the Empire. Trading houses. Tark, Damaha, Sargat Kala, Imperial fortresses, and tribesmen of the Searing Plains. I don't even know what I'd want, but that's a cool place. It's very interesting. Alright, let's explore the city. Go for a stroll. A group of mercenaries have set up shop on a square between Lucernum and the fields and are recruiting for a campaign they refer to as the Worm Hunt. Upon questioning them, they talk about the resurgence of an ancient threat in the south of Larnak beyond Tectum Carvos, and their intention of facing it head-on. Sandworms, their leader, a brawny, swarthy fellow states matter-of-factly, by the hundreds or more. The city is willing to fork out lots of silver for trophies, so us worm hunters will grow rich and fat on this opportunity. Want to join up? We got some rules, but it's a pretty chill group and we could use a seasoned traveler like you. You decline, although your future travels might take you south eventually. The mercenaries are armed to the teeth and look like they mean serious business, despite most of them only interested in idling around the square, chatting up ladies and drinking ale while a dozen overworked slaves keep loading supplies onto their carts and pack mules. Some of your fighters have heard about the opportunity and are now thinking about joining. In the end, you convince your fighters that the stable wages and close-knit comitatus is a better alternative than a shifty band of mercenaries going out to the desert on a hearsay hunt to hunt monsters. It's bound for disaster. Once you talk it out with them, you leave the square behind just when the worm hunters begin brawling with some of the Loader Gill's goons. Alright. Well, we were gonna head there anyway, which is kind of funny that they're like, we want to go there. I'm like, we're going there. Chill out. Oh, this takes 5 to 7 days. All right, let's get one more stack of supplies. That'll be enough. And let's rest. And then we'll head out there. See if we can find Tectum Carvos in the desert. I've become a desert explorer. Let's pay our dudes. Make everybody happy for the day. Let's fill out our supplies. We're lowering our money again. But what are you going to do? And let's see, which is the best way? I think it's mostly west, so I think I want to go here and then this, like this way. So yeah, let's head out. Cross your fingers, nothing terrible happens to us. Let's boost our movement. The winds. Oh, we've lost some morale and some obedience because of the winds. Great. What is the best way forward? Maybe like this? I think that would be the best way. Oh, it's right out there. Not too bad. I'm hoping I can get here and then go straight on. What would be better? I guess it depends on if we... Yeah, it's so tricky navigating the desert out here. I guess that's kind of the point. Let's send our dudes out. They've got a decent chance for some supplies. They failed, but no like negatives, and we got a little bit of supplies out of it, so that's okay. Alright, probably would have been better to go this way. Although maybe it would have been a wash overall, it's hard to say. Rest up. We will... save our movement buff. Because if we were to buff and go down here, it would be the same distance to come back anyway. So let's just chill for now. And we can't quite reach the city. What is that pillar in the distance? That's a thing, right? Maybe we'll check that out in a bit. We're one shy. Let's do a quick forced march. It's fine to use one movement there. We got an insight for reaching Tectum Carvos. The comitatus begins to cross the large expanse of sand to reach the gates of Tectum Carvos. We approach the town. Holy... Alright, lots of text. Get ready, everybody. Comitatus begins the final approach towards town, leaving the lone dunes behind across the large open expanse ahead. The great cliffs into which Tectum Carvos was carved ages ago loom over the flat sands like an island in the middle of a calm sea. You are halfway to your destination and can now see the large dark mouth of the cavern that serves as a gatehouse when a horn is sounded from the ramparts, its long call ringing ominously in the windy desert. For a moment you are confused. Surely they would not signal your arrival. You are not known here, neither are you that important, and nobody else seems to be approaching Tectum Carvos. We're in trouble. Oh, Jesus Christ. Looking left and right, you can now see something moving on the horizon, like a sandstorm in the distance. Something stirs in the desert. It is coming towards you. Another horn calls, and now you can see soldiers rush out from the gate tunnel and move to form a half circle around the entrance. They seem to be yelling, but you are too far to make out what they are saying. Are they trying to stop you? Then it hits you. The sand is rippling because something is moving under it, heading your way, with great speed. Sandworms! Someone in your crew shouts. A bloody army of them! Before panic takes hold of them, you yell to your crew to make haste, and the comitatus rushes towards the gate, but you can already tell that you will not make it. To your relief, the soldiers move further out, and now you can see that they are Tarkian warriors for the most part, accompanied by some haggard mercenaries. The next minutes seem to stretch on forever as you and your crew going as fast as you can while whipping the beasts into into a frenzied rush. The sandworms reach you just as the Comitatus arrives at the line of soldiers near the gate, and a fierce battle ensues. Crossbow bolts and other projectiles are fired from inside the gatehouses at the monsters as they emerge. The mercenaries toss crude nets at the worms and try to drag them out of the sand for the spearmen to slay them. You gather your best to hold off the foes so that your crew can get inside. You and your companions enter the fray. Jesus, what are these Holy God! They're so strong and there's 6 of them! At least we get these just random dudes. Hey you, move up to the front. Alright, Nadir in the back. Our crew is fully healthy at least, so that's something. I'm gonna have Harvick start in the back and Renkailon start in the front. We'll begin the fight. We've got good initiative. So a flash bomb stuns the foe. Sandworm, which one is that? He's at the back. I'm hoping the sandworms at the back don't... 22 HP on that guy. I'm hoping the sandworms at the back don't have... can't do anything from the back. Deadly Dagger throws a poison dagger, 2 damage each round. It's sick. Maybe we shouldn't have come out here so early in the game. 1 damage, 2 poison. Renkailon, armor piercing. I noticed they have some pretty nasty armor on them, so we're gonna have to chunk through their armor. Good stab for 3. What does this do? Tarkian archery increases crit and accuracy, or a curved shot, which is piercing. So let's focus in on this guy in the middle. Shit, he blocked it for 0. He's digested me? That is terrible. Alright, Harvick, I need you to get up here, bud. Man, it's tricky when they're crit for 3 sucks. I was hoping we'd do much better. Alright, we pierced his armor, thankfully. We've been bit. That's not good. They're switching around. Nadir, I need you to burn this fool. He's got no resistance to fire, 5%, which is nothing, so let's torch this fool. Fire damage for 2 rounds, or fire damage for 1 round. His armor has already been pierced, so let's go for conflagration. It's gonna do more damage in the long run. Ouch. Attack the nerds that I have. Oh, they're all in the back, so that's why. Oh, you get to go twice, you awful bastard. Alright, Renkailon has selected evasion. You move to the back, my friend. There we go. I always get confused because you have to like select where you go and then select where the guy you're replacing goes as well. So Deadly Dagger, more poison damage would be awesome. Let's drop that on this. Let's try and nuke this guy as fast as we can. He's got 2 fire, 2 acid on him, and he's down to 8 health. So if we can do 8 more or 4 more damage to him, this should take care of him. 3. Okay, he should die now, thankfully. Alright, Gorgoro, I need you to start piercing other fool's armor here. So this guy, good job. Nadir, once again. Oh no! That's not what we wanted to have happen. Although, maybe it just marks the location? Which would be pretty nice. What if I kick you to the back? Can I kick you? Are you kickable? He's got 20% resistance to the effect, I think. So go to the back. You did not move. Okay, maybe you can't kick a maybe you can't kick a sandworm. All right, all the weak ones have moved to the back, unfortunately. So let's just focus in on. Does anybody not have armor? You all have armor. That's unfortunate. Accurate, and inflicts bleed damage. Curved shot. Oh, you can shoot from the front row. That's pretty sick. Dang, Gorgoro's getting the crap kicked out of him. He's been digested. Jesus Christ, stop attacking the same person! It sucks that they have so many people and so many actions. Alright, Renkailon, I need you to do some damage, my friend. Let's hit this guy in the middle. Yes! Crit for 6 total. Good block, good block. Nadir, I need you to really, like, actually hit somebody this time. So, I think this guy is gonna die. He said unsure. That guy burrowed, which sucks. But let's nuke this guy in the back. Crit for 5 is great. Jesus Christ, stop eating the guy who's already on the ground! Hey you, get up here and switch places with my guy. Do something useful. Harvick, please kill this thing. And no, don't switch. Oh, right, the throw. Alright, I changed my mind. Just stab this idiot. Yes, we've killed one worm. Well done. Now, you shoot this guy with your bow. Ah! Ouch! Alright. Please kill this guy at the back. Maybe we do Blade Dance. The Deadly Dagger does more poison damage, though. So let's kill this guy finally. Have you been poisoned yet? I can't tell. 2 poison damage for 2 rounds. Okay, cool. Harvick, another Kukri Shank would be awesome. This guy's 18, 18, 16. Okay. Focus in on this guy on the left. Ah, he's being eaten alive. This guy's also being eaten. He's been burrowed. Alright, if we get the opportunity to nuke any of the worms, we have to take it. Because they will burrow and heal. Can I kill you? No, I thought that would... That was not a smart decision. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, arrows. Arrows away. Yes, for 6 and poison damage. Good dodge. Renkailon, please kill this thing. No! Harvick? I think Gorgoro died. Or he... retreated. I'm not 100% sure what happened to him. Crit. Oh, please. He's gonna escape into the netherworld. Blade dance this fool. Jesus Christ, you guys. All I'm asking for is a couple of kills here, and you can't even deliver that. All right, Nadir, you can finish off the guy at the back. All right, 1 down. Nadir, please kill this one at the back. All right, 2 down. 2 more to go. Harvix is in trouble. He's been blocked. And now you're down? Okay, you're not down yet, thankfully. Jesus. Oh, this is a fight to the death, team. Go for this guy. He's the weakest. And unfortunately, Harvick is at the back. But now we can start getting our movement, the movement that we like to do, where he bounces back and throws a dagger. We're just gonna go hard on this guy. Crit for 4 is awesome, plus a 2 follow-up. Nadir, please kill this sandworm. Yes! 1 to go. He's gonna... Oh, the luckiest dodge. Alright, now we focus everything we have on this worm. Please nobody miss your shots here. This is very important. Two good. Nadir's out of power. Shoot. Mantis stab. No! I'm so invested in this. Let's see. What is the best attack here? We've got a scimitar cut, a bloodletting slash, or the curved shot. I think the curved shot is the way to go if we had hit. Dang it, Harvick's on the ground. That is not good. Please don't miss. Yeah, okay, you made up for the first miss with a solid crit, so good job, guy. Renkailon is out of power. You're gonna follow up with 2 and 1. We survived. Gorgoro may have kicked the bucket, but we did not get killed. No, he's still around. He's just really, really wounded. Whoa, boy. The counterattack from the Tectum Carvos, along with your own stand against the Wyrms, seems to have halted their assault long enough for your comitatus to get inside. Unfortunately, now you are somewhat cut off from the rest of your people, and getting to the gate is quickly becoming a struggle, with Tarkian soldiers falling everywhere to the monster's onslaught. On the way to the entrance, you pass a dying, screaming man whose face and right hand have been melted by a worm's acidic spit. Body parts are lying everywhere on the reddened sands. A large worm bursts from beneath the sand next to you and knocks the wind out of you. As you fall down, you can see a lithe woman in leather armor leap up from behind a line of Tarkian defenders and skewer the creature with her spear in an elegant thrust before landing next to you. "Stay close to me," she yells, so that you can hear her over the clamor of battle and your own deafening heartbeat. Then she hauls you to your feet. Once she has confirmed that you are in one piece, the two of you dart to the Tarkian line, and in what feels like hours but is more likely moments, you make it inside the gate. You can finally catch your breath here. The hard rock the town was carved into prevents the sandworms from following you inside. Miraculously, everyone survived from your comitatus, mostly due to the sacrifice of Tectum Carvos' defenders, who are now counting casualties and tending to the wounded. A small but well-armed platoon of dark elven crossbowmen still shooting bolts into the worms outside with deadly accuracy, after having provided covering fire to the last retreating Tarkian soldiers. The woman who saved you, a half-elf, pats you on the shoulder and stalks away before you could thank her. A moment later, a stern-looking dark elf in a suit of elaborate chitin plate armor walks up to you after she gives the order for the crossbowmen to cease shooting. Having caught your breath, you rise to greet her. "I am Kal Histara," she says after introducing yourself. "You are lucky to have made it inside. Then again, you are very unlucky as well for having run into such a large worm horde." Different person. A man speaks as he emerges from a shadowy tunnel. He is a tall Tarkian. His robes and turban indicate wealth and power. "Karim al-Buresh at your service. I see that you have already met the Kraal. She and I are responsible for defending Tectum Carvos, a task neither of us wished for, but what can you do?" Prince Karim means to say that despite the presence of an imperial magistrate in this town, it has fallen to the individuals outside of the official governance to protect the lives of the people. The dark elf woman adds, "I love it." "I love it so when you speak for me," the prince tells her with a charming smile, and for a brief moment the air chills around you, but then the stern warrior smiles back at the Tarkian noble. You begin to wonder if this is their usual dynamic. They go on to explain that ever since the sandworm attacks worsened, the two of them joined forces to organize the defenses of Tectum Carvos. "The south is overrun, I'm afraid," Karim says. Is Karim the guy? Karim is the guy. "The few comitatus that make it here are either worm hunters coming from the south, from the north, or a handful of kind souls that keep bringing us supplies, and kindly extorting us in the process," the Kraal butts in. "That too," the prince forces a smile. The voices I'm doing keep changing. Anyhow, "You must be shaken, Vagrus. Why don't you settle down inside and talk to us later? We are usually found in the war room in my villa. Join us there if you like. Talk business." As they are leaving, the Kraal Histara, who the half-elf You ask Kraal Histara who the half-elf is who saved you. Her name is Elani, a vagrant, admittedly quite a worthy warrior. Hangs around in the worm hunters most of the time if you want to track her down. With that, they are gone, headed back to their duties. We have to track down Elani. We could use another frontline fighter. You leave to make sure that the comitatus is settled in the Manzio. We got insight. Okay, cool. Well, this has been a very long episode because I did not expect to have to fight worms to get into the city. Maybe I should have. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Vagrus playthrough, at least this episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a lot. If you want to see more Vagrus Urban Realms or any of my other videos that I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!